Hi, I'm Pamella, not Pamella or pineapple, and you're watching Made In.
I know what you're thinking. There's sunshine in London. Anyway, today we're discussing the pipe. The Shisha pipe, that is, and its origins. A very controversial show ahead, with countries including Turkey, Iran, Egypt, and even the USA claiming to have started this smoking method. Now, let's hear from the people. This show contains scenes that some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised, and the opinions expressed in this show do not necessarily reflect the views of Levant TV.
I think, well, to me, honestly, I think the purpose of shisha is just to socialize with your friends. You wouldn't get anyone smoking shisha by themselves.
I think the fact that it doesn't have a filter, like when I woke up in the middle of the night after I'd done it and like my throat was quite sore.
I don't really do it like by myself. It's only if my friends ask me to. They kind of dragged me out here.
Honestly, I smoke shisha because I think it's better than normal cigarette.
I felt like hard breathing and this stuff, so it gives you, obviously, it is a smoke. It's not really healthy at all.
So it gets people talking, sharing stories, and it's like fun.
I didn't really like it. I didn't see what people were gaining from it.
Hi, I'm Barish. I'm the owner of Mevali Shisha Bar and Lebanese restaurant in Greenwich.
Hi, my name is Miran Ozeri. I own the Pasha Shisha Cafe in Ealing.
To be honest, it was my wife's idea, but it was just to see a gap in the market. You know, something that people want. It's quite popular these days. It didn't used to be as popular as it was. It used to be a very niche type thing, whereas now it seems to be a lot more popular. I think with the current economic climate, you need to have something different that people are going to spend their money on. People are quite choosy about what they spend their money on. So opening a shisha bar complements the food that we serve. It's very much in keeping with the Lebanese style of food that we serve as well. So I think it brings people to Greenwich. That's what I've noticed since we opened, that people specifically come from outside to come to see us, to come to our shisha bar.
I used to work like a normal job, and then after work I would go out to a shisha bar and smoke shisha. So I found that I wouldn't get enough time for family and for other stuff. It was only work, and then after work straight away to shisha. Then I decided, why I don't just mix pleasure and business together. So now with this business I can get both together and get enough time for family and for other stuff as well. It's when people come in, we just let them sit and relax, and we go over to the table, we take their orders.
Someone would make it for you. When they bring it to the table, they bring a small plastic tip for health, so that you're not sharing the same pipe with someone else.
The shisha is 5 parts basically. There's the bowl that you put the tobacco in there. There's the body, the bottle, the hose, and you put the tobacco inside the bowl, cover it with foil, put water in the bottle up to a certain amount, and then you connect the hose and you put charcoal on it and serve it to the customer.
Effectively, there's 3 ingredients. If you buy a good quality shisha, it's the tobacco leaf, literally how the leaf comes out of the ground as it grows naturally, the plant is taken, no added anything else to it, just the plant itself, mixed together with fruit molasses, which is effectively, simplistically put, squashed fruit, and then occasionally they'll put, depending on the fruit, they'll put a preservative in there as well to make sure that it doesn't go off, and that's it. So no 400 different carcinogenic chemicals like you'd get in tobacco in cigarettes, and also because it's not burning, it's heating the tobacco. There's no tar at all. There's 0 tar. So it doesn't coat your lungs with anything. You won't be coughing in the morning or anything. So you would, like a cigar, take it into your mouth and then exhale it and get the flavour of the molasses.
What are the origins of shisha?
Well, it's not very clear exactly the date and the location of where it was originated, but most people seem to agree that around the 1500th century that it originated in northern India.
It's debatable. Some people say it would originate in the Middle East, but it's definitely very, very old.
An Indian physician who was concerned about the health risk of tobacco, so he came up with the idea of allowing the smoke to be passed through water to be purified, to make the health risk less. So this way he came up with the idea of shisha, and then like a couple of centuries later it was passed on to Iran and Turkey.
And then being popularized possibly by the Ottomans.
Shisha was only for the noble people, for the aristocrats, and especially in India it used to be a status, a sign of status, that you're the noble, you're the high class, you smoke shisha. But obviously now it's everyone.
Who smokes shisha? What type of person?
First of all, anyone over 18, because it's a tobacco-based product, but very different from cigarettes. So the people who would smoke it tend to be a very, very, very wide-ranging. I have customers who are CEOs of multinational companies, because Greenwich is quite an affluent area, and then I have students, very, very mixed, very, very mixed. And what I found strange was I tend to have a lot of women who are interested. You'd assume it was a very male type thing, but no, a lot of women, at least more than half probably, more than half are women.
People go shisha bar to socialize, to see friends, watch football, play a few games. It's more a social club than a smoking process. If it's a smoking process, people can just buy the shisha and sit at home and smoke. It will cost them 10% of what they're paying here. It's very cheap to sit at home and smoke, but people don't do that. They come and smoke in shisha bars because it's a social club for them. It's like, for us, when you come here, you have two options. You either go to the pub or you go to the shisha bar. Some people choose to go to the pub, some go to it's not about drinking or about smoking, it's about the socializing.
I would say that the Middle Eastern type smoker is more than likely going to be your man, for starters, male, definitely male dominated for the Middle East.
Why?
Culturally, I guess, culturally. Whereas in today's society, there isn't the cultural aspect. It's not culturally anything to smoke shisha, it's just something that people like to do. So when you're looking at in this country or in the Western world, it's definitely just people like it. Lots of people have come here eating food, not wanting to smoke shisha, have tried it once and then just come back again and again. And then non-smokers, people who don't smoke cigarettes.
Why do you smoke shisha?
I find it enjoyable. It's quite relaxing, to be honest. It's quite sociable as well. It's not really something that you would do by yourself. Middle Eastern tend a lot to do it by themselves, whereas in the West, I very, very rarely find people smoking it by themselves. It's a very sociable thing to do. So I enjoy it because it's just, it tastes nice, to be honest. It tastes nice and it's quite relaxing, and it's nice to sit with friends and talk. You can't sit there on your mobile phone and play games or whatever, so you're just talking to people, being sociable.
I mean, the shisha maker, that guy, they have to be a professional. They have to make a good shisha. If you look at it, you think it's a simple process, but actually it's very complicated. There's a lot of small details that you have to pay attention to, and make sure every little aspect of the thing is fine. And now these guys, you wouldn't just become a shisha maker straight away. You need to go through a learning process, and it's not that easy.
So my name is Mukta. I'm going to tell you about the shisha. Shisha is like water pipe. The base is like water, and all the oil is coming. The smoke in the top. I'm putting the tobacco with a round thing is called head. So once you put all of the tobacco in, you have to wrap it up with the foil paper. So that's the way. If you put some coal in the top and you smoke with this pipe, it's coming all the way through and refined by water. So that's called shisha. And the shisha cafe is like this place we are serving the shisha.
Where does it come from?
Actually, I'm not quite sure, but as far I know, it's from the Middle East, like the Arabian people, especially like in Egypt, Morocco, or like Saudi Arabia. But it's not only in the Middle East; it's spread in like America or like Asia, like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. So that's the way in all around the world, people are smoking shisha.
Do you think it should come with a health warning?
Basically, the smoking is not good for the health. So I'm not gonna say like it's healthy.
Now it's time to hear some hard facts from Shisha Aware.
The reason why we have produced this DVD is to raise awareness among young people about possible health effects associated with shisha.
Yeah, so shisha is very common in my community, and you can say it's become quite a traditional part of my culture. However, it's only been very recently that the research has been done about the health effects of shisha. So my campaign raises awareness about these health effects, but unfortunately not many young people believe them. Because most of the young people who are starting to smoke shisha spend a lot of time on the internet, most of my campaign is online. So I've got a website, a Facebook and a Twitter campaign going that many people can access. And in the future, what I hope to do is to kind of get the community to change their attitude towards shisha and sort out all the problems with the myths surrounding it, because there's a lot of rumours about shisha that convince people to smoke, but those rumours unfortunately are false.
Research from the World Health Organization conclude that a typical 45-minute session of smoking shisha produces the same amount of smoke as 100 cigarettes.
Shisha does contain cancer-causing chemicals. Many people think that because the smoke passes through water, it filters out harmful ingredients. This is a myth.
Sharing shisha pipes can transmit infections. For example, if someone has a cold sore and uses it after them without changing the mouthpiece, you can easily get oral herpes.
Many people think shisha contains only fruit, molasses, honey and sweeteners. Just because shisha tobacco smells and tastes quite nice, it doesn't mean it's less harmful. It's still tobacco. Only it's been sweetened using fruit essences or dried fruit.
Raising awareness of the possible health effects of smoking shisha is just as important as raising awareness of other lifestyle choices, such as smoking cigarettes, healthy eating or drinking alcohol. Many young people say they smoke shisha because they think it's safe, but it's important to know that it can be harmful. In the end,
it's your choice.
It is a unique element of life in the Middle East, but how much do we really know about shisha? The Shisha tradition has a long history, dating back to the court of the Mughal Emperor Akbar between 1542 and 1605 in India. Now, Cyril Lloyd Elgood, honorary physician to the King of Persia, claimed it was invented by the Iranian physician Hakim al-Bufaf, who first passed the smoke of tobacco through a small bowl of water to purify and cool the smoke, and thus invented the hubble bubble or hookah. But as ever, the exact date it was first used remains unclear. Indeed, it seems that Hakim took the practice from Iran to India, and as a court physician, he raised health concerns about smoking tobacco, thus believing that passing smoke through water would eventually purify it. It soon became a status symbol among the Indian aristocracy, but in the Middle East, smoking of the water pipe was more a part of the culture and tradition. During the time of Abbas II of Persia, who ruled from 1642 to 1666, use of the water pipe became a national addiction, and the Shah even had his very own private shisha servants. When Suleiman I of Persia ruled from 1694 to 1722, the wealthy are said to have owned gold and silver pipes, and apparently they spent more on these expensive items than they would on necessities such as food and water. Oh dear.
Upon the arrival of the shisha to Turkey, the pipe developed the shape most are familiar with nowadays. The Ottomans placed a clay bowl above the head and a mouthpiece was added to the hose. The base was made from glass and brass was used for the shaft. Like many items used by the Ottomans, the shisha became decorative as designs were painted to the glass base. Apparently, William Hickey's memoirs, which he wrote in 1775, after his arrival in India, gave shisha one of its first appearances in Western literature. As William Hickey duly observed, shisha smoking was exceedingly common in India. Whatever the claims of yesteryear, these days, due to the increased movement of people across the globe and the social qualities of shisha, the practice is rapidly increasing in popularity.
Thanks for watching. Now you're free to do something more worthwhile with your time, like invest in friendship. Ta-ra!
Do you know what shisha is?
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's basically, I'm from Middle East, obviously I know what's shisha.